following is a feature presentation of the Replay Sports Channel, home for the great games. Good evening, everyone, baseball fans everywhere. We begin the final weekend of the 1967 regular season here in Atlanta from Fulton County Stadium. Hi, everyone. Glenn Walker from the broadcast booth overlooking home plate. St. Louis Cardinals are in town to take on the Atlanta Braves. Cardinals are one step closer to clinching the National League pennant. Here is the state of play coming into tonight's game. In the American League, the Red Sox have already clinched the American League pennant. They await the winner of the National League, and as you can see, it is pretty close. St. Louis has struggled as of late. We'll chronicle that in a moment. Philadelphia in action later tonight on the West Coast, taking on the San Francisco Giants. We'll try to get some scores out from the West Coast from you a little bit later. So as we head on down to the field, as we mentioned, St. Louis has struggled as of late. They are 2-8 in their last 10 ball games. They were swept by Philadelphia, swept by Atlanta last weekend. We had one of those games for you. And then earlier this week, attempted 3-game series. St. Louis won the first game. Last 2 games were rained out at Wrigley Field. In the meantime, Philadelphia still hanging in there, just 2 games back of the Cardinals. The Cardinals are hoping to move a step closer tonight, and they will rely on Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson, the 32-year-old right-hander, 9-7 record so far this season, a 2.61 ERA, getting his 24th start of the season. He'll be opposed by George Stone. Stone, 21-year-old left-hander, making his first start for the Braves. And the Braves have been making headlines earlier today. Their manager, Billy Hitchcock, was dismissed earlier today, and managing the team on an interim basis for tonight and for the last few remaining games of this terrible season for the Atlanta Braves, 65-94, 9th place in the National League, will be Ron Silvestri. So we head down to the field as the players are finishing their final warm-ups. We'll take a look at the St. Louis batting lineup. Spezio, left field, he'll lead off. Lou Brock gets the night off. Julian Javier, second baseman, batting second. Curt Flood, batting third, center fielder. Batting cleanup, Orlando Cepeda, the first baseman. Batting fifth, Mike Shannon, the third baseman. Tim McCarver, who we lost last week. We want to honor and memorialize Mr. McCarver tonight in a tribute to him tonight. Roger Maris, batting seventh in right field. Maxfield, shortstop, will be batting eighth. And Bob Gibson will be batting ninth. The Braves take the field. Not a very big attended game. A lot of empty seats here as the Braves season has long been over for quite a while. Out in left field, Dave Nicholson. Cito Gaston will be in center field. Hank Aaron will be in right field. Clete Boyer will be at third. Remy Hermoso at shortstop. Milan at second base. And Joe Torre at first. Catching tonight will be Bob Uecker. So grab a chair, grab a cold one as we get ready to get started. The Cardinals. Ed Spezio, left fielder, batting .305. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Right-handed batter, taking on George Stone in his first start. And Stone issues the walk. Spezio safely on at first. And that'll bring up Julian Javier in the midst of an 8-game hitting streak. Javier batting .291, 20 home runs, 79 RBIs. And Stone rings up his first strikeout of the night as Javier heads back to the dugout. Curt Flood now comes to the plate. Flood, center fielder, hitting .327, 4 home runs, 46 RBIs. 1 out, 1 man on. Curt Flood digs into the batter's box. This one's a grounder toward Boyer. Boyer looking to get 2 to second and over to Torre at first, but it's not in time. Safe indicates the first base umpire Tom Gorman. 2 away, 1 man on, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Orlando Cepeda. Batting .291, 22 home runs, 89 RBIs. And Stone issues his second walk of the early ball game. Flood will move over to second, and then I'll bring up Mike Shannon, the third baseman. As you probably noticed, no Lou Brock tonight. Healthy scratch, as they say, taking the night off. Shannon, right-handed batter, third baseman, .226 hitter, 9 home runs, 63 RBIs. 2 out, 2 men on here. Top of the first, just underway, no score. This one's hit toward Milan, gets past Milan. We'll have 2 runs score. Shannon's going to dig out a triple, and he's safe. So 2 runners score, and the Cardinals are up 2-0, and that'll bring up Tim McCarver. And again, a tip of the cap and a tribute to Mr. McCarver, who passed away, if you weren't aware, passed away late last week. A lot of tributes came in about Mr. McCarver. I probably remember him more for his broadcasting career with Fox and with Joe Buck on the mini games they did together. But in this season that we're doing the replay on, he's hitting .294, 10 home runs, 72 RBIs. Cardinals have jumped out to a 2-0 start thanks to a Mike Shannon 2 RBI triple. And a third walk issued by Stone. Stone with the shaky start here, the 21-year-old left-hander. Will now have to face Roger Maris. Maris, the right fielder, came over from the Yankees in the offseason, batting .257, 7 home runs, 49 RBIs. And another walk, and the bases are loaded. And Ron Silvestri, interim manager, is going to make his first trip to the mound to talk to George Stone. A little committee meeting out there. Again, if you're just joining us, Billy Hitchcock, the manager of the Braves, dismissed as manager earlier today. It seems like he was the last one to find out, according to press reports. And the Braves, next to last in the National League, already looking at 1968 and the year ahead. So the committee meeting's over. Silvestri will head back to the dugout. Bases loaded. Shannon at third, McCarver at second, Maris at first, and Dale Maxwell. We've almost gone through the whole batting order here in the top of the first for the Cardinals. Maxwell hitting .208, 28 RBIs. This one's a roller toward the shortstop. Hermoso throws it in time to Torrey, and that'll end the top half. And what a top half of the inning for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they lead 2-0. Take a look at that Braves batting order as the Cardinals take the field. Gibson will finish a few warm-up pitches there. Hermoso, the shortstop, will lead things off. Milan, the second baseman, batting second. Henry Aaron batting third from right field. Joe Torre playing first base tonight. Normally he's a catcher. He'll be batting cleanup. Clete Boyer batting fifth. Nicholson, the left fielder, batting sixth. Cito Gaston, the center fielder, batting seventh. Bob Uecker, the catcher, batting eighth. And Stone, the pitcher, batting ninth. Remy Hermoso, shortstop, right-handed batter, .286 batting average, 1 RBI. We'll see a lot of the young up-and-coming players for Atlanta tonight as again, they are already looking toward next season. It's 84 degrees here at game time, wind moving from right to left here at Fulton County Stadium. This one's a roller toward Javier. He makes the turn, gets the toss over to Cepeda in time for the out. A little pirouette there by Javier and gets the throw in time to make the out. Felix Milan, second baseman, batting .179, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Prepares to his at-bat against Bob Gibson. This one's ground ball toward Maxville at short. Tosses across the field to Cepeda, 2 away. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Hank Aaron. Hitting .275 this season, 38 home runs and 101 RBIs. And Aaron strikes out. So 3 up, 3 down go the Braves in the bottom of the first inning. Cardinals lead it 2-0. Take a quick look at our out-of-town scoreboard. Current game going on in extra innings. They're in the 11th now between the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're tied at 8 in that game. Again, Philadelphia, if you're following the pennant race here, they play later at San Francisco. They are 2 games back of the Cardinals. And this is a Friday night, so there are just 2 days left in the season. So the Cardinals, with an opportunity to clinch or get closer to clinching here in the last series at Atlanta. Boston awaits the pennant winner. Bob Gibson will get us started here in the top of the second. And Gibson is struck out by Stone. And we go to the top of the order. Ed Spezio walked last inning. High fly ball. Hermosa is going to camp underneath it. Makes the catch. 2 away. Javier struck out in his first at-bat. And another walk issued by Stone. 5th walk issued by Stone. Curt Flood grounded out to third back in the first inning. Javier on at first, 2 out, top of the second. Cards lead 2-0. And Stone issues his 6th walk of the night. Javier moves over to second, and that brings up Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda was walked back in the first inning. And Cepeda is struck out. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We're through 1.5. St. Louis leads 2-0 here from Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta. Welcome to all of you watching on the Replay Sports channel. This is MLB 67 Replay. Hard to believe we're coming near the end of our regular season. World Series will be coming up in just a few days. We'll be talking more about that as we move forward. Middle of the order for the Braves, Torrey, Boyer, and Nicholson up to bat. Torrey playing first base tonight, hitting .311, 26 home runs, 77 RBI. Digs in the batter's box, awaits the pitch from Gibson. High fly ball, bounces into Flood, and Torrey is on for Atlanta's first hit. Clete Boyer, third baseman, batting .266, 32 home runs, 82 RBIs. Torrey, a little bit of a stretch off first base, watched by Cepeda. There goes Torrey. As a strike, Torrey heads back to first. And Boyer strikes out. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Dave Nicholson. .250 hitter. Only 8 at-bats so far this season. Ground ball. Maxville. Over to second. Down to first. Double play. And that'll end the bottom of the second for the Braves. Cardinals, 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors. 5 men left on base. Braves, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. No men left on base. So we go to the top of the third. In Pittsburgh, Pirates and Astros still tied at 8. Now in the 12th inning. Mike Shannon will lead things off. He'll be followed by McCarver and Maris this inning. Shannon hit the triple that scored Flood and Cepeda and gives us our current score line right now. Cardinals, first place in the National League, 96 and 62. They lead Philadelphia by 2 games. They have struggled as of late, but against Atlanta, who's in 9th place, there are 10 teams in the National League. Opportunity to get closer to the National League pennant. This one's a grounder, going to go foul down the first base line. Ground ball toward Torrey. Torrey's going to toss it back over to Stone covering first base, 1 away. That'll bring up Tim McCarver. McCarver walked in the first inning. This one's a line drive toward right field. It's going to bounce in front of Aaron. McCarver's going to hold it first. Second hit of the day allowed by Stone. Roger Maris. He was walked in his first appearance at the bat. High fly ball toward right field. Aaron going back to the fence makes the catch. McCarver holds it first. 2 away. And the shortstop, Dale Maxville, comes to the plate. Maxville grounded out to short in his first at bat. This one's going to bounce in front of Nicholson in left field. McCarver's on his horse. He's going to get over to third. Maxville on at first with a single. 2 out, 2 men on. Cards lead 2-0, and up comes the pitcher, Bob Gibson. Gibson struck out in the second inning. And Gibson strikes out again, and that'll end the top half of the third. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Cardinals lead it 2-0. See the bottom half of the order here for the Braves here in the bottom of the third. Gaston, Euchre, and Stone. Cito Gaston, center fielder, batting 182. Again, we're seeing a lot of the young Atlanta players here near the end of the season. Ground ball toward Maxville at shortstop. Throws it across the field to Cepeda. 1 away. If you're curious, the New York Mets are the team that's in last place in the National League. Bob Euchre, the catcher, batting 138, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. Ground ball, gets past the third baseman. Spezio throws it in to second. And Euchre's on safely at first. So Gibson gives up his second hit of the day. And that'll bring up George Stone, the pitcher. Just his third at-bat in this season. And Stone strikes out. Out number 2. We go to the top of the order. Remy Hermoso grounded to second in his first at-bat. Ground ball toward Gibson. Gibson with the easy toss over to Cepeda. And after 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Cardinals lead 2-0. Just to let you know some of the doings here at the Replay Sports Channel coming up, we have Sunday Night Football ending up Week 8. We have the Birmingham Americans taking on the Los Angeles Wildcats. The Americans are, as the week started, in first place in the Southern Division. Los Angeles tied for second with Arizona coming into the day. So we have some Sunday Night Football coming up for you. That'll probably be the next broadcast we do here on the Replay Sports Channel. So if you like football, tune in for that. Also, if you're a basketball fan, we have the ABA 78-79 replay. This is the what if the ABA had never gone away and they were able to draft NBA players. We're going to have the Indiana Pacers taking on the expansion Pittsburgh Ironmen featuring Dr. J, Julius Irving. So that will be coming up also as well. So top of the fourth inning we go. Cards lead at 2-0. Ed Spezio walked his first time up, popped out to short his second time up. It's a pop fly towards center field. Gaston camps underneath it, makes the catch, one away. And depending how things go here tonight, our next broadcast may be World Series Game 1, or we may be broadcasting the final day of the regular season. So stay tuned. TBD, to be determined, as they say. Julian Javier struck out and then walked. Stone has issued 6 walks in this game so far. It's a bouncer in front of Gaston. And Javier extends his hitting streak to 9 games. Is on safely at first. Kurt Flood, center fielder, grounded to third and then walked. And Stone issues his 7th walk of the night. Javier moves over to second. Orlando Cepeda walked his first time up, struck out in his second at bat. 2 men on, 1 out. Cards lead at 2-0 here, top of the fourth inning. And another walk, and the bases are loaded. And we're beginning to see some activity in the Atlanta bullpen. I think you see Upshaw and Ritchie taking off their warm-up jackets and beginning to stretch, and they're going to start throwing here, it looks like. Stone, another jam, and up walks Mike Shannon. Shannon already with 1 grand slam on the season, and already has 2 RBIs tonight from the first inning. Grounder toward Hermoso. Hermoso to second. A run will score, and that's the only play they have. Javier scores from third. Cards up 3-0. Flood at third. Shannon on safely at first. Tim McCarver at the plate. Walked his first time up, lined a single between first and second in his second at bat. And McCarver gets walked. And there's an exchange there between Euchre and the home plate umpire, Tony Vincent. Euchre kind of disagreeing with the call there. In the meantime, we're going to see a pitching change as Ron Silvestri is going to come out to the mound. And yes, Stone, it's going to be a call tonight. 3 runs, 4 hits, 9 walked batters, and 4 strikeouts. That's going to do it for George Stone. And Cecil Upshaw will enter the game to pitch. Cecil Upshaw, right-handed pitcher, has a 5.14 ERA this season, a record of 3-5, 3 saves, 27 strikeouts. And what a situation Upshaw is facing. Bases loaded, 2 out, and Roger Maris in the batter's box. Ground ball toward Upshaw. Upshaw makes the toss over to Torrey for out number 3. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We're through 3.5. St. Louis leads 3-0. So Milan, Aaron, and Torrey, scheduled batters here. The bottom of the 4th. Braves find themselves down 3-0. Ground ball toward Gibson. Gibson lobs it over to Cepeda at first, one away. Hank Aaron, right fielder, struck out his first time up. High fly ball toward left field. Spezio to the warning track, makes the catch. 2 away. And that'll bring up Joe Torre, the first baseman, singled up the middle for one of Atlanta's 2 hits so far today. Grounder toward Shannon. Shannon throws across the field to Cepeda in time. So 3 up, 3 down go the Braves. We move on to the 5th inning. Cardinals lead 3-0. Take a quick look at our out-of-town scoreboard as we have more action. Well, coming in to you from across the league. They're still going at it at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. Still tied 8 apiece. They're in the top of the 15th inning now between the Astros and the Pirates. And they're just underway in Chicago between the Senators and the White Sox. Ortega gets the start for the Senators. Tommy John gets the start for the White Sox. Much later today, as we mentioned, Philadelphia at San Francisco, New York Mets at Los Angeles earlier this evening. Cubs blanked the Reds 3-0. Fergie Jenkins went the complete game, allowed 4 hits, no runs, and struck out 8. And then Kansas City and the Yankees are playing a doubleheader. Try to get some scores for you from out there. Del Maxwell set to hit against Cecil Upshaw. And first strikeout for Upshaw. And that'll bring up Bob Gibson. Gibson has struck out both times at bat. And make that 3. So Upshaw off to a promising start here for the Braves. Coming in for Stone in the previous inning. Ed Spezio, left fielder, filling in for Lou Brock, who's taken the night off. Flew out to center field his last time up. And Upshaw rings him up. 3 up, 3 down go the Cardinals here in the top of the 5th. But they lead 3-0. Boyer, Nicholson, and Gaston are the scheduled batters. Bob Gibson so far, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Clete Boyer was one of those strikeout victims back in the 2nd inning. High fly ball toward right field. Maris camps underneath it, makes the catch. Last Saturday, Maris, if you were watching our game of the week, went 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. Scored 2 runs and a home run in that game where they beat Atlanta 12-1. It was one of the rare victories St. Louis has had here in the past 14 days. Dave Nicholson, the left fielder, grounded out to short, grounded out into a double play back in the 2nd inning. And Gibson rings him up for the 4th strikeout. And with 2 out, Cito Gaston, the center fielder, comes up to the plate. Grounded out to short in the 3rd inning. High fly ball toward center field. Kurt Flood waves the other fielders away, makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're through 5 innings. And the Cardinals getting a step closer to the National League pennant. They lead it 3-0. Again, thank you for those of you watching on the Replay Sports channel. If you're not a subscriber, I encourage you to do so. And then that way you get updates for when we have live broadcasts like this, or if you just want to watch it on your own time, you can stream them. We have baseball, football, basketball, hockey. Golf will be coming up very soon. I would have a very special announcement about golf here in the coming weeks. Javier, Flood, and Cepeda are the expected batters as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Javier 1 for 2 tonight, hit a single back in the 4th inning. High fly ball toward Nicholson in shallow left field. Easy catch for Nicholson, 1 away. Curt Flood has been walked his last 2 appearances at the plate. This one's popped toward right field. To the warning track goes Aaron to the fence, and he makes the catch. 2 away, and that'll bring up Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda's been walked twice and has struck out once. Ground ball gets past Milan, and Cepeda is on at first. And that'll bring up Mike Shannon. What a day for Shannon so far. 1 of 3, 3 RBIs. Got things rolling for the Cards in the top of the 1st. 2 out, 1 man on. Upshaw prepares to deliver. Ground ball toward Boyer. Boyer throws across the field to Torrey. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We're through 5 1/2. Cardinals are leading 3-0. Bottom of the order coming up for the Braves, Euchre, Upshaw, and then top of the order, Hermoso. Gibson taking the hill for the 6th inning. Will face Bob Euchre. Euchre hit a single back in the 3rd inning. And Euchre was fooled by that one. Called strike 3. Gibson records his 5th strikeout of the night. Cecil Upshaw will come to the plate. The pitcher, he's only had 1 previous bat experience. And Gibson, no issues there. Paints the corner of the strike zone for that one. Go to the top of the order. Remy Hermoso, the shortstop, is grounded out to second, then ground out to the pitcher. 0 for 2 tonight. This is a little wobbler toward Shannon. Shannon gets it, but it wasn't in time. Yes, says the first plate umpire, Tom Gorman. So nothing across the bottom of the 6th inning. St. Louis leads 3-0. Take a real quick look at our out-of-town scoreboard. And we have a final from Pittsburgh. The Astros defeat the Pirates 11-8 in that game. That one went 15 innings. And top of the 3rd, Senators jump out to a 2-0 lead there. Again, later on, it'll be Phillies at the Giants and Mets at Dodgers. Really, the one that Cardinals fans are paying attention to is that Phillies-Giants game. Cardinals win here, then things are going to be looking pretty good for the city of St. Louis. Tim McCarver, who we're honoring tonight, we lost Mr. McCarver late last week, hitting 1 for 1 in this game, was walked back in the 4th inning. High fly ball towards center field. Gaston back to the track. And this is going to bounce off the fence for a double. A double for Tim McCarver. And that will bring up Roger Maris. Maris 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to the pitcher back in the 4th inning. High fly ball. This is going to right center field. And this one could be gone. No, it hits the fence for a double. McCarver scores. Maris in with a stand-up double, and the Cardinals take a 4-0 lead. I thought that one was out of here, but it kind of dropped right at the last minute. Gaston and Aaron were both racing for that one. That'll bring up Dale Maxville. No outs here. Top of the 7th. Maxville struck out his last time up. And strikes out again. Upshaw already has recorded 4 strikeouts since coming in for Upshaw back in the 4th inning. Gibson to the plate. He has struck out all 3 times he's been up. And strikes out again for the 4th time. 2 away. And I'll bring up the top of the order, Ed Spezio. Spezio, 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out his last time up. This one's going to be a ground ball. Falls in front of Aaron. Maris scores from second. And I have a feeling we're going to have a pitching change here. Ron Silvestri, he's the interim manager. For those of you just joining, Billy Hitchcock, the manager of the Braves, was fired earlier today. He'll be guiding the Braves the rest of the way. And it looks like it's going to be Jay Ritchie coming in. So Jay Ritchie, right-hander, 2-3 record, 3.57 ERA, 50 strikeouts so far on the season. He will take Upshaw's place. So we add him to the scorecard here. So he comes in with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Braves trail the Cards 5-0. Spezio on at first. Julian Javier the batter. 1 for 3 today. Flew out to left center field his last time up. And Ritchie gets the strikeout to end the Cardinals' half of the 7th inning. We've reached the 7th inning stretch. The Cardinals lead it 5-0. And we move on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cardinals, another step closer to clinching the National League pennant. Again, this is the Friday night game. Typically we do a Saturday game of the week, but kind of keeping an eye on Cardinals and Phillies. We may be doing a Sunday broadcast. I don't know. We'll have to see. Final day of the season. We'll have to see what happens. A lot can be determined by tonight's outcome. Cardinals in the driver's seat. Bob Gibson comes back out to start the 7th inning for the Cardinals. Has allowed just 2 hits tonight, has struck out 6. Felix Milan, 0 for 2 tonight, grounded out to Gibson his last time up. It's a grounder toward Maxville. Maxville with a toss over to Cepeda, and 1 away. That was a close one. Hank Aaron comes to the plate. He's also struggled tonight, 0 for 2. Flew out to deep left. Aaron, Hammerin' Hank, has hit 38 home runs this season. High fly ball towards center field. Flood back to the track. Makes the catch. And Aaron is retired. Joe Torre, the first baseman. 2 outs. No men on. Cards leading 5-0. Torre grounded out to third his last time up. And that'll do it for the 7th inning. Want to welcome Sean, 1113. Yes, good evening, Sean. Welcome aboard. Thank you for watching some MLB 67 replay with us tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll have Flood, Cepeda, and Shannon coming up to the plate here. Top of the 8th inning. Flood, 0 for 2 tonight. And that one fouls, and it's going back behind the plate. This one's going to be a single. Pops down in front of Aaron. Flood safely on at first for his first hit of the night. That's the 9th hit the Braves have allowed tonight. And that'll bring up Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda, 1 for 2 tonight. Hit a single in his last at bat in the 6th inning. We're in the top of the 8th. Cardinals lead 5-0. This one's a high fly ball towards center field. Gaston to the warning track. Camps under it, makes the catch. Flood's going to hold on at first. He was thinking about moving to second, but thought better of it. And that'll bring up Mike Shannon. Shannon, 1 of 4 tonight. 3 RBIs on the day. Hit a double back in the top of the 1st inning that scored 2 runs. If you're just joining us, that gave the Cardinals the early momentum. Ritchie plunks Shannon. And Shannon looked a little bit upset, but cooler heads are prevailing. Home plate umpire Tony Vinson making sure both sides remain in their respective sides. And I think that's going to be it for Ritchie. That might have been the final straw. So Ron Silvestri, a busy interim manager here for the Braves, is going to come out. And it looks like we're going to get Ramon Hernandez. Ramon Hernandez will come out in relief. This will be the fourth pitcher of the night for the Braves. And Ramon Hernandez, great looking mustache. 2-2 this season, 3.54 ERA, 4 saves, 28 strikeouts. He inherits a situation, 2 men on, 1 out, and Tim McCarver having a great night tonight in the tribute game that we've dedicated to him. 2 for 2. Hit a double last inning. High fly ball. Gaston camps underneath it, makes the catch. Flood holding on to second. 2 outs, and then I'll bring up Roger Maris. Maris, 1 of 3 tonight. Hit a double that scored McCarver last inning. And Maris strikes out, and that will end the top half of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Boyer, Nicholson, and Gaston are the expected batters. Clete Boyer, 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to right center back in the 5th inning. Grounder towards Cepeda. He's going to take it himself to get the easy out. Dave Nicholson, 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out back in the 5th inning. And Nicholson swings and misses on strike 3. 8 strikeouts for Gibson tonight. Now bring up Cito Gaston. Flew out to left center back in the 5th inning. Grounder toward Javier. Javier with the easy toss over to Cepeda. 3 away. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Cardinals fans crowded around their television sets or their radios, following every play here. And this, the first game of the final series of the regular season. Maxville, Gibson, and Spezio are the expected batters. Maxville, 1 of 4 tonight, struck out his last 2 at-bats. And strikes out again. Hernandez records his 2nd K of the night. Gibson, doing great on the hill, but 0 for 4 in the batter's box. He has struck out 4 times. Makes contact on this one, but Aaron makes the catch over in right field, 2 away. Top of the order, Ed Spezio, left fielder, filling in for Lou Brock tonight. Brock taking the night off. Spezio got a single, which scored Maris back in the 7th inning and puts us at our current score, 5-0. And Spezio strikes out. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Braves have a hill to climb. They trail 5-0. And Bob Gibson has only allowed 2 hits. He's going back out to finish the job. He'll be facing Euchre, Hernandez, and Hermosa. Those are expected batters. I have a feeling we'll see a pitch hitter in for Hernandez. Bob Euchre, 1 for 2. Struck out his last time at bat. The Cardinals, a step closer to clinching the National League pennant. And Euchre swings and misses on strike 3. 1 out. And as expected, we will see a pinch hitter. And who are we going to go with here? Looks like it's going to be Mac Jones. Mac Jones in for Hernandez. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander Gibson. Jones, 239 hitter, 17 home runs, 69 RBIs. It's a ground ball past the first baseman. Maris tosses it back in. Jones is on safely at first. Top of the order, Remy Hermosa. 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded out to third his last time up. Jones on at first. Braves trying to get a rally going here in the bottom of the ninth. This one's a line drive toward Flood. Flood's going to dive and makes the catch. What a catch by Curt Flood. 2 away. Felix Millan to the plate. 0 for 3 on the night. Gibson waiting for the sign from McCarver. High pop fly. This could do it. Flood camps underneath it. He catches it. The Cardinals have shut out the Braves 5-0. Oh, and we got the we got the thing there for the. Sorry about that. Let's get rid of that there. Oh, get rid of all that. All right, the Cardinals win. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Atlanta, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. Gibson gets his 10th victory of the season. Stone will take the loss, 0-1. Of course, Gibson will get the win and the MVP honors. But the most important thing, we want to check the. If I can get it to go up here. That's always important. Oh, goodness. What's it doing here? We want to go to the standings. Let's go to standings. So St. Louis gets the win. And, of course, they will be eagerly waiting to find out what happens in Philadelphia later. Let's see if we can get an updated scoreboard here. Oh, what happened? Oh, goodness. What's going on here? Let's see. It went back a day. Let's see. So the Phillies do get a win. They win 7-5 at San Francisco. So Phillies, 7-5. Short gets the win. Farrell gets the save. Herbal will take the loss. So that just in. So, again, that will bring us back to status quo. As you were, as they say. St. Louis 97-62. Philadelphia 95-64, 2 games back. And so really going into tomorrow could be the day. So we might bring you some more baseball. See what happens. So we'll find out. So St. Louis will play at Atlanta again. It'll be Hughes taking on Britton in that game. And then over in San Francisco, Boozer facing Henry in that game. So stay tuned for that. So again, thank you so much for watching the Replay Sports channel. This has been Glenn Walker. Have a great night. We'll see you again soon.